Hi everyone, this is Cherry Enchantress with Pixie Dust Tarot, and this is your daily dust for Saturday, May 20th, if you're watching in real time, but it can also be for whenever you stumble upon it. It's a timeless reading. I usually like to choose a different tarot deck every day, and sometimes I have to repeat, and sometimes I throw in an oracle deck. I was working with these cards yesterday and I realized, oh, it's been a while. I love the Romance Angels, very sweet deck, and yeah, it's kind of a collector's items now. So this is one of the originals, and it's pretty well worn. Yesterday, retreat, we had some nice lovey-dovey cards come out. The gold is kind of fading a little. Who knew? All right, let's get a good shuffle. It's kind of these watching picker cards with people using this deck that actually kind of started to draw me in, and I was like, oh, maybe I can do that. Always looking for the Romance Angels in somebody's spread. And if you want a private reading or personal one, and you like to request these cards, definitely reach out to me. So let's pull from the middle. We have, it's safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. Religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. And give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. And in my deck, the Romantic Fairy Oracle, I have a version of this card too that came out for a private reading. Okay, I'm trying to straighten up these cards. I get a little OCD. All right, so it's safe for you to love and give your relationship a chance. It's kind of similar energy. You may be somebody out there that having some doubts or feeling uncertain if this is the right step or the right direction. And with religious factors, there could be some things that make it seem like maybe you're an odd couple. Maybe you complete each other. Maybe you're the yin to his yang, or vice versa. Maybe you're a perfect balance, but something in the religious factor could be something that has to do with why you don't always see everything eye to eye. Perhaps. The religious factors card can represent a religion for real, like it could be you are one religion and your person's a whole different religion. And that could be a big thing when it comes to family and culture and traditions and upbringing children and things like that. But those are only earthly surface things, because I find that morals and values usually are same across the board in all people who are strong faith, strong religious faith, who have a strong upbringing, who have a connection with God or whoever their higher being is, even if it's just a spiritual thing where you consider your higher self the high level entity, or if you feel there's a creator somehow, some way, or spirit guides or whatever, however you see it, it's very individual and it's person to person. So you could be connecting with somebody who sees things a little bit different than you, but I feel that because we have it safe for you to love and give your relationship a chance, that you have more in common than you realize, that your core values are the most important thing here. And even if you have different ways of going about it, of your belief systems, your basic core values are the same, and that's what's important here. That's the true importance. Now, the challenges can come in society and fitting in and other people's opinions and family matters and things like that. So that's where you may have to rise above. You might have to decide for yourself how you're going to handle these situations. It's important to be your authentic truth, be authentically you, and be who you resonate with most, the high energy of yourself. And don't be pulled down into negative aspects or negative conversations. Try to rise above those situations. And it takes work. So part of it is opening your heart, giving and receiving, really seeing this balance between giving and receiving, and giving without the thought of receiving, being a very giving, open-hearted person. Of course, not to the point where you're taken advantage of, but because then that turns a positive into a negative. So always keep it fresh and positive. If you feel yourself drained and you can't give anymore, then take time for yourself and be strong enough to say no. And sorry, not right now. I have to heal. I have to have a timeout. I have to focus on myself for a little while. Whatever you need to do. But when you're feeling really great, energy's great, and you want to share, then go for it. So the working on your partnership comes in lots of different shapes and sizings depending on who you're with. So some of you may be with a person already, and this is just an ongoing thing. It's just, you just have to keep going at it. You just have to keep working at it. The good and the bad and everything in between. If you're not with somebody, there could be other ways to work on partnerships by working on yourself. And partnership doesn't always have to mean a romance. It can be work-related situations too. Or let's say you're married and part of your marriage is not just romance. We all know that for sure. But it's work. It's being a good partner to each other. It's complementing each other, helping each other in certain circumstances, and especially if you're parents, it's being on each other's team, and not letting children make you take sides, things like that. So there's work that goes behind connections and relationships. I'm going to read a little bit from the book because something might come out that I didn't think of before or that didn't come to me. The romance angels see that your relationship is worth devoting effort to. So that's important right there. Like a lot of times we're in a connection and we don't know, is this something that I should, put effort into? Is this something I should keep working on, or should I give up on this person? Is this just too many challenges? Is this difference between us too big? Is this, and Spirit is saying, no, it's not too big. These can be worked through and healed. You'll need to commit to the relationship to ensure the best chance of success. There's a bit of stubbornness behind this commitment, right? And it's similar to wedding vows. When you vow to do this and you vow to do that till death do you part, you're saying that I'm being stubborn, I'm being committed, I'm not going to let temptation get in the way. I'm not going to let things sway me from my devotion, from my focus. And that's hard because we, in anything in our lives, in any job we do, and simple things like diets and things like that, we do get distracted and we do lose focus. So it's important to always maintain and go back to and maintaining focus in your connection, even when there's times where it seems to drift or there's a little bit of separation or miscommunication. Always go back and work on it. But at the very least, then you know that you gave it your all. Even if it doesn't work out, you gave it your all. And that happens to a lot of us too. I've been there too. Try everything you possibly can, and if it's still not working, then it may just be too toxic, too difficult. If the differences come up so strongly that it turns the relationship into a toxic situation where there's constant arguments and fighting and disruption and disharmony, where there is no real answer or cure because two people are not ever going to see eye to eye on something, then there could be a time where you have to think, is this still worth working for? I mean, I generally believe you have to give it every good shot you possibly can, especially if you've made vows. If you haven't made vows, if you're still determining whether you need to make a vow or not, then it could be that you're just assessing things right now. It's important to see your role in it, you know, the role that you play in your dynamics. It's not a me against him or me against her kind of situation. It's us. We're in this together. So see your part, see what you need to do, be responsible for your actions and your part in the matter. If something goes off, if something's wrong, don't play blame games. You know, think of ways that you can heal it and help it in a gentle way, if possible. It's important not to keep attracting more pain to the situation, more painful situations, but to heal from a certain maybe misunderstanding, and then you know what you did in this situation and how you can apply it to the future, like the good that you did. So keep remembering the good that you do and keep using those good habits and tactics and ideas, and drop the bad habits and the game playings and things that you know are not working, and then just keep growing from there. But ultimately, this is saying that there's hope for your partnership. There's love here, lots of love here. You may want to work with a counselor if you feel like you need that extra third-party help, and that could be a good solution here. And also, to be honest with you, I am a guide. I am here to help you, but I'm not here to give you advice or give you any kind of prescription. Not to say you must give this relationship a chance no matter what. I'm not saying that, because everybody's situation is different, and a lot of you may need special counseling, and I recommend counseling. I think it's a wonderful thing. So if you need to go there, then definitely go there. For myself, you know, that's something, when I considered every option before giving up, I definitely went to counseling before giving up. So to me, that's an important thing to do. You know, there's lots of spiritual checklists that you can determine whether this is toxic, something you need to stay in, whether these are just misunderstandings. And the base of your connection is that you have the same morals and goals and visions. You have the same basic truth and understanding and awareness and consideration of things. Some of it is just the method and the way of going about it. And those things, even with time, can change and develop and alter. And the more you're together, the more you can see each other's points of view as well. So just hang in there. If you feel like this is a good connection, if you really feel that there's strong love here, then Spirit is telling you to keep working at it. Keep working at it. Otherwise, you know what to do. If you really truly feel this is toxic, then don't say, oh, you know, Cherry Enchantress said to stay together, because I know, I've been there, and when I know, it just doesn't work anymore. So, all right, everybody, I hope you like that. Faith, Trust, and Pixie Dust.